All right, fine. I'm being gaslit into thinking that the love song is a good bow. Let's just go over what this weapon can do. First and foremost, its whole gimmick is that it stuns an enemy when you charge it to full. You know, it freezes an enemy for 10 seconds, but then if you shoot it, it stops being stunned. Not off to a great start. I will say it is one of the hardest hitting bows in the entire game. My old testing put it at number 2. I did have a damage perk on this, so it might be number 3 or 4 of the strongest bows in the game, but it is still very much so up there. It doesn't have the chain lightning from the vacuum tube bow, which is a huge deal. It doesn't shoot through everything like the xenon bow, which is a huge deal, but it has a really high base damage and can stun an enemy. So I guess there's that. You know, you can also cheer 1500 bits on stream. That might make me like feel better and give this better weapon a better review. I don't know. Here's the perks that we're gonna run with it. We got crit rating, crit damage, reload, damage to miss monsters. I used to have double damage to stun and staggered on this. I feel like that would have been a good way to take advantage of a frozen enemy, but you were gonna have to charge up for a long time to stun them in place, then hit them again to actually get that bonus. I feel like just doing 36% straight out of the gate is good, and crit rating is going to be a weird perk because I am running totally rocking out on this, and I just feel ugly because I don't think crit rating will be needed. I kind of want to do fire rate, so I'm not really sure. I'm going to keep a crit rating though for apples to apples because I might do 2 copies of this. If the first wave actually impresses me, I'm going to try out a different copy that I crafted with double crit damage. It already says that we can run this without a reload perk. We'll see about that. I kind of want to see if it can hit like a truck. If I'm in the mood, I'll run a second game with this and we can find out, but here's the loadout for now. Sonar fair in the lead, totally rocking out, of course. Battle beat, quick scope, sure shot, just doing all the damage. Quick locked reloaded, of course. Wafers over fumble because fumble could be better. You don't have to stop and eat, but I want to guarantee that I can get that crit rating bonus just so that I can maybe test this out on some smashes out in the wild. So yeah, let's just hop in game and check it out. Okay, hopping in game here, got a few wafers. Let's just take the first shot, you know? Probably gonna one hit. Yep, not very surprised there. It is a very, very hard hitting bow, to say the least. It's up there with the others, as I mentioned, but the crowd clearing is pretty much entirely Farah. It's gonna be an absolutely standard bow from there. So I think the thing we wanna focus on are the big targets. Okay, we got a big encampment over here. Hopefully we got some big boys that we can shoot at. Also, these things I found out are metal. Oh, they were metal on the other building. All right, I guess I'm being scammed. All right, here we go. Shoot the guy shooting at me. Interesting. It's not dead. That is very unfortunate. Is it really leaving it at 1 HP? That is very unlucky. Even with a headshot. What? That's very unlucky, I think. Maybe it's just my team, my squad, but that is really unfortunate. All right, I'm gonna try another one of these encampments, see what we can do. Get the wafers ready. Here we go. Gonna charge it up to full and get no missed monsters at all. That's really unfortunate, but you can see he's stunned, he's staggered, maybe taking extra damage, doesn't seem like it. And this is where I start to not love the love song bow. I don't know if I'm charging it up, you know, too long or not, but it's just a standard bow. It's really hard to recommend one of these weapons when there are such amazing alternatives, but on its own, that seemed okay. You know, here, we got the encampment that we just died to. Let's see if we can handle this one a little bit easier. I want to know if maybe I can get lucky and not one-shot these guys, or at least not leave them with 1 HP. My English is terrible today. Yeah, I'm leaving them at 1 HP. That might just be our team. There's one person in here who's 128 instead of like the 130s. That should not matter, but I should probably pay better attention to my health. By the way, if you hear a sound in the background, it's probably the fans of my computer. I decided I would up the graphic settings because this map looks beautiful with that, and my room is getting very hot. All right, jumping straight into the defense. I couldn't find any smashers. Matteo one-shot a smasher in his video, and I wanted that in my video too, but I couldn't find any, so I guess we're just gonna have to do it the normal way. So, using this weapon to its most usefulness, I should be focusing on the big targets, you know? This weapon, pretty easily, I got a bunch of seal electric fields down just so I can activate Battle Beat, should, with some headshots and lucky crits, easily 3 or 4 shot smashers, but any more than that, and I'm going to start to have a problem with this weapon. You see, this weapon does, you know, shoot a little slower. It's not the quickest drawback, and the projectile speed's not as good as the Xenon bow. And I know a lot of people might get mad if I compare this to other weapons. I know it's not entirely fair to review a weapon by saying how good its brothers are, but they are weapons that exist and are arguably as obtainable as this weapon, considering the what is this bow? Is it I think it's voucher, probably, because it's in the shop and doesn't have any other copies. It's probably easier to get a xenon bow or a vacuum tube bow, and I cannot make a video on any bow in the game without mentioning those two, because they are well and truly known by everybody as the best bows in the game. I have a top 5 bows video where this weapon did not show up, so I'll link that down below if you guys want to see all the top 5 bows. But I will admit, this weapon on its own, in a vacuum, ignoring the existence of other alternatives, is kind of holding its own. If you want to sort of stun smashers and focus on them, that's kind of nice. You can see I can charge to full, and then he's not frozen. Like, how far do I have to charge? Is there a visual indication? He didn't stop, so like maybe I already froze him and I'm being dumb. All right, let's see. How far is frozen? I think he immediately took weapon damage and then immediately unfroze. I don't really know what the rules are, and in my opinion, charging for a while is not free. That's something that takes time away from playing the game. I don't know when it's full. I don't see an indication, and he's got the hearts effect, so I definitely got him that time, and then any weapon damage just wakes him up. So it's not like the instigator bow where it can actually provide an effect where enemies take extra damage. It's different, where you have to charge up and then it's just frozen, and then as soon as you start attacking it, it's unthawed. Like, why? And I say thaw because it's, you know, like frozen, but like, why? I don't understand this. So yeah, I've never been a fan of this weapon's gimmick, and I don't think the damage on its own makes up for it. Now, I will say, in fairness, the Xenon Bow is, you know, the top dog, most popular weapon in the game, and its base damage is actually really low. It's one of the weakest bows in the entire game. But since it can shoot through anything, its crowd clearing is unparalleled, and it's just an insanely strong weapon. Vacuum Tube Bow chains a bunch, and does a ton of damage in the process, and is insanely strong in that right, but it only hits one target, and it's actually really hard to aim. The projectile is super weird, kind of buggy, and it's not super accurate. But you can see, like, even with 10 seconds to kill this smasher, I'm actually struggling because I don't know how long I can charge. I know it does more damage if I charge for longer, but maybe I'm being dumb. I'm not seeing any clear visual indicator to tell me when I'm at max charge, so I'm trying to, like, shoot this kind of efficiently, and even then I wasn't fast enough to get her done. So yeah, I don't really know if there's much more we need to see from this game. I have been sort of interested in quicker videos lately, which is kind of a regression. Like, I used to make really quick 10 to 15 minute fun 160s, and then a lot of you guys really enjoy the 2-part videos where I load into a second mission, maybe with a variant of the loadout or a different one altogether, and a lot of you guys seem to enjoy that. But I don't know how many people stick around for the whole time. Analytics tell me that most people don't, so I don't know if you guys want shorter videos. I guess I'm just trying to isolate. Like, what's the range? Is 30 minutes too long? Is 20 minutes too long? Is 25 minutes too long? But usually if we get the gist, I kind of want to move on. Although I am not ending this video because I like the smashers. What better way to show off what this weapon can do than aiming at the targets that it needs? I want to pay attention to this weapon, actually. Like, is there a visual indication that I can see? I don't know. I'm looking at the tip of the weapon. I'm not really seeing anything. Like, when can I shoot it? If I do that, is it just frozen? It got hit by a teammate at the same time, so does that mean that the smasher immediately unlocked? Like, how long do I have to hold this thing? Is it like 3 seconds? Because that was a long time right there. This is way too long to be staring at an enemy doing no damage at all. That's why I said that time isn't free, is because every second I'm not shooting this weapon is another second I could have been shooting this weapon doing damage. It's the same reason I'll plug the third rail video, link to that down below, and a link to the MSK version of that. That was a really fun fight. It's the same reason I don't love that weapon. It is literally, after that charge bonus, the hardest hitting weapon in Fortnite Save the World. But the weapon's pretty bad because you have to spend so much time charging that any normal weapon, like a shotgun or even an SMG, or honestly some pistols in the game, could have been firing while you're charging up your weapon. So yeah, you did a lot in one hit, but a different weapon could have done just as much damage in 4, 5, 6, 10 hits. You know, an SMG shoots pretty damn fast. Some of them get up to 19 shots a second. If you want the fastest firing SMG, link to that video down below. That was a Monsoon. Crazy fast fire rate. Not that useful, though. You're basically shooting peas at the enemies, but that's what I'm saying. This weapon hits pretty hard, not the hardest, and I don't think it justifies the wind-up time. So far, I'm doing okay. You know, it's funny. As much as I'm dogging on this weapon, you can see that I'm doing well. The smashers I'm shooting at are dying. I've got a ton of steel electric fields, and I got teammates that are kind of helping, so it's not an even test, but you can see how much damage I'm doing on these weapons. This weapon's pulling its weight. It's doing 1 million damage relatively easy. 1.5 right there, 1.7 right there, 1.9. Like, it's doing a lot of damage. It's a strong weapon, clearly, but Is it doing the amount of damage that a different bow could have done in that same amount of time? You know, the vacuum tube bow hits really hard as well. In fact, probably maybe as hard as this weapon. So the vacuum tube bow can hit that hard and then chain to 6 more targets. And again, I know if I'm evaluating this weapon in a vacuum, I'd give it a pretty good score. I don't know, call it an 8 out of 10 bow, maybe 7 out of 10. But if you're going to rank it amongst the other bows, maybe a 5 or a 6. I cannot say it's useless. It's definitely a fun weapon. If you want to pick it up from the shop and have a good time, you can. I recommend it just to try something new. But if you're going to use this for your regular day-to-day playstyle, you might want to consider some other options. So let's call this mission a little early since I think we've seen what we need to see. Let's try out that double crit. Actually, hold on. I can just do this right now. I'm going to do this right now. I'm probably going to dive grabbing it. Here we go. Double crit damage. Oh, no. No, come on. Somebody save me, please. A Walry to the rescue. I got 20 seconds. I want to shoot something with this weapon. I don't want to queue a whole new mission for this, but I want to see how much extra damage can we do. 1.7 million. That's about what I was seeing earlier. Against the mini-boss, 1.9. Okay, hit the headshot. That looked about 900k. Ooh, 2 million damage. So not significantly more. I don't think a whole mission is necessary now. I think that was enough. I really wish I would have thought to pull this out a little sooner, but nah, that's not enough. Let's hop into another mission and check that out. Okay, hopped into another game. I'm probably going to go straight to the defense after this, but we got the exact same loadout as before. Same weapon, except that it's double crit damage instead of a reload speed. So we're going to be able to shoot slower, but doing more damage. Let's see what kind of damage we get out of that. 2.2 million, and it didn't one-shot it. Interesting. Well, I mean, still more damage, but interesting. All right, look at the tip of the weapon right now. You see it? You see how it's blinking the pink? That apparently means it can stun. So this is how Matteo one-shot his smasher. I think he charged it to full, waited for that blinky, and then missed it because hitboxes are really weird. Okay, we're not even gonna have our wafer anymore, but I think we stunned it? Okay, so that's kind of how you stun it. And then if you get a wafer, you should be able to, you know, get that crit bonus, but it's kind of hard to hit a target before that runs out. Still 2.2 million, so it doesn't seem like charging it up any further than I did initially makes a difference. Interesting. I always like to include this part. If you guys are ever prepping an area, trying to clear out and get ready to trap, I always recommend the Cannonade. It's a really, really great weapon to just break the objectives and get subscribers, so I recommend it if you're just trying to clear stuff out nice and easy. All right, the defense begins. I got ceiling traps going down just to activate Battle Beat more often, and I want to see that double crit damage. And oh, you know what? That's exactly what I want to see. I want more smashers. That's what I need. I need to shoot a smasher. I want a big target to just. Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, easy one shot. Okay, double crit damage. I'm not a fan of no reload. You can see shooting slow sucks, but that's a pretty good chunk of health actually. That's not too bad at all. That's about as much damage as you get from the. From the blackout boom builds. I'm gonna link that down in chat or down in the description. This is the streamer in me. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I go from streaming to recording a YouTube video so seamlessly, Twitch link down below, that I don't often remember where I am. But yeah, the Crow's Nest build, that was an update to the black metal boom video, and that is also a build capable of 2-shotting or 3-shotting a smasher, and I feel like I'm getting that kind of damage from a bow, which, you know, had to run double crit damage, had to get totally rocking out, but what good loadout doesn't have a lot of reinforcement? Decent crowd clearing because, you know, Farah's Farah. That's not really what I came here to see. I want to one-shot big targets, so let's see if we can find more of those. Hello, there we go. He's dead, and I think we're out, so I'll check in a second. There's another one. I literally meant once. I didn't even get a damage number. Can we one-shot him from here? Oh, he ducked! Come on, that was a great lead. I was feeling good about it. Okay, here we go. Frozen in place. Where is your hitbox? Oh, I'm blind. I am blind. Okay, all right. You know, that smasher, he gets to live. He wins. I don't even care anymore. This is our target now. All right, pretty good. Couple million damage. He's What are these hitboxes? I am being trolled today. I don't know if it's game lag or if it's these new settings or I upped my graphics. I'm going down to 60 FPS, literally unplayable. Oh my lord, this is just an absolute disaster. Here we go. Here we go. We got another one. Slowing down in the slow field. 900k. Didn't quite hit the crit on that one. Uh-oh. Oh, what are these hit? Okay, I'm going straight through them. I swear. This is not even my fault anymore. This game is just not allowing me to do anything. 2 million damage. 2.15. Okay. 202. That's honestly not that much more than before, and I feel like the faster fire rate more than makes it the better pick. So yeah, double crit damage. Does it really improve this weapon? I mean, kinda, But you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Probably for the rest of the mission, while I stream the rest of this gameplay off camera, probably just gonna use a vacuum tube. You see that? Almost as much damage, deletes the crowd in front of it. This is why I have a hard time loving a weapon like the Love Song, is because A, Selena Gomez is not singing to me. That just puts me in a bad mood by default. And B, I mean, some of these other options. Can I just get like a spicy hit? Well, see, that's the balance. This weapon's accuracy is very dependent on you being kind of good at the game, and right now I am not. So look at that. Look at that. How do you compete with that? Are you kidding me? I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Subscribe down below. Follow on the Twitch link down below. Advanced GG plugs. I'll see you later, and goodbye. And then